my favorite weather, 'cause it brings you close, and I need you close. Yeah, wish we could stay here forever. Each day you keep getting better. Gotta love you close, and I need you close. I need you close. Yeah, na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away.
Hello, family. Give me a 5 in the chat if you can hear me. I will be doing something that I've been telling you guys that I was going to do for a while. So again, let me know in the chat if whether or not you can hear me before we get started. Please. Thank you. Hello, girl. How you doing? Gianna, am I saying your name right? Good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you can hear me. Okay, perfect. So today I want to break a couple of things down because here on my channel, I know that sometimes there's a lot of confusion. I get a certain type of comment quite often, and this comment is like, at first they didn't like my channel, right? But now you love my channel, but not because I changed, right? Or not because anything about me is different, but because you have begun to see that the things that I've been telling you are actually true, right? So this is why I make the type of videos that I make, and no matter how much pushback, if that's what y'all want to call it, I'll continue to make the same type of videos because we get results. So today I am going to be giving flowers to quite a few of the Growth Cycle Blueprint members as well as the 7-day challenge members because they're getting results. So if you want to see some bald spots that are no longer bald spots, then give me a 2 in the chat because I'm going to show you I am protecting the identity of everybody within the 7-day challenge. You will see no faces or anything like that, but these girls, these women are doing the work, okay? And they deserve praise for that, right? So thank you. All right, so really quick, what we are going to hop into, how many of you have like either deal with balding in the crown of your head or know someone or have seen someone who has balding in the crown of their head? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. This is something that most women are dealing with on a regular basis, and that is simply because of the patterns and the routines that most Black women follow, right? If you were to ask any Black woman, like, what are your patterns for doing your hair? What steps are you going to use? What products are you going to use? Everybody's going to say the same thing, and that is because we're confused about our texture. So we're going to break this down, right? We're going to dive into this tonight. But first, I want to praise the very first guru member. Okay, so this is how her hair started off. This is how the bald spot started off, right? But this is where we are today. Okay, this is where we are today. So again, this is where we started, right? This is where we started, and this is where we are because you can fill these spots in. Yes, you can, but all of your patterns and routines have to change. My gurus are getting work done. Again, this is her before, and this is her after, okay? And during, we're still during the process, right? So I just want all of you to be encouraged, right? I want everybody to be encouraged in knowing that if you change your patterns and your routines, if you have a moment of accountability when you are here in this chat tonight, if we have some moments of accountability, then you'll be able to get through this, right? So I want to show you guys the difference really quick between the 7-day challenge and the growth cycle blueprint. Now, my 7-day challenge members already know, and if you don't know, then you know now, but it is a entry level. So if you are a person who is dealing with follicle inflammation, scalp inflammation, different things like CCCA, like you just seen, and different things of that nature, it is the thing that you do to set your routine back. It's really exhausting for you and your own body system to go straight from team natural right into doing everything the right way. So the 7-day challenge is a way for you to easily get into the mode of things, for you to leave behind your old practices and be able to have a new simple and simplistic routine and pattern. And within a short period of time, you are able to reverse different forms of balding and things of that nature, but you have to follow the process, right? So I want to hop into my computer really quick, and then after we do that, then I'm going to hop in and answer some of your questions, right? So, this is how the 7-day challenge looks inside, right? Obviously, I'm not going to display everything to you, right, and show you how everything looks, but this is the course curriculum. A lot of people get confused and they try to like just surpass this part and join the group or just do everything in the group. No, the group is where you go to get through this content. If you need help, if you get confused in any way, shape, or form, and we are also adding a couple of new, right? And put the group discussion box tab to get to the group discussion. It's not something that you have to wait for. And if you are already within the 7-day challenge, right? If you don't want to wait to be let in to the 7-day challenge, then you just make sure that you have public profile, right? You just make sure that your profile that you set up on the website is public, right? And then for the growth cycle blueprint, this is something that has a lot more content in it, and it is a lot more current because I do update it quite often, right? So this is how the inside of the blueprint looks, minus the why drink olive oil at night. My website's monetized. I'm not telling you to drink it at night, right? So it gives you all of the information that you need. Of course, this is what you see when you're inside of the blueprint, right? So you have quite a lot of information. This is just the welcome portal, and then you have that I give different foundations. This is just under one tab. And then you have another one, the follow up streams, which are also within the group. And then you have a whole nother portal with what hairstyles are best for you, certain applications, different steps, journal prompts. Like there's so much here, right? And then just recently, we've added 2 new tutorials on how to detangle the hair dry with oil, and the next one is a different blowout technique, right? And they both have different tutorials that go with. So this is something that now that you've went through, so that is something that I do want everybody to be aware of, because those are the two options. And as you can see, looking within the growth cycle blueprint and looking within the 7-day challenge, they are very different. Most people think that they are the same thing, but they're not the same thing. The 7-day challenge is an entity all within itself, like we talked about. And then the growth cycle blueprint, you see everything that it has, but the growth cycle blueprint also includes the 7-day challenge, right? So this is something that I just wanted to break down to everybody because this is a question that I get quite often. But see, when it comes to hair growth, the reason that most women with curly hair are always having problems when it comes to hair growth is simply because everybody wants to put themselves in certain categories. Like, okay, well, I'm black, so I need specific products, or I'm black, so I need specific things. And at the end of the day, whenever a cosmetologist or a scientist like myself says, oh, well, hair is hair, people get offended because you want to be singled out. But if we look at it in at a scientific perspective, right? This what you're looking at right now is the hair's follicle. This little pocket, this little bubble that you're seeing on the right hand side, that is the sebaceous gland. All right. The sebaceous gland is what produces sebum. Sebum is the natural oil that your body produces, right? So as you can see, on straight hair, on wavy hair, and on curly hair, there is the same sebaceous gland, the same follicle, but there are slight differences, right? So for straight hair, the size of the follicle, right? And the size, not the size of the follicle, I apologize, the size of the pore and the follicle, right, is round. It's completely round. Whereas with wavy hair, somebody who has wavy hair, the size of their pore is more oval shaped. And somebody with curly hair has a pore that is more flat, right? So it's not that, oh, we're so different. We just have subtle differences. And these subtle differences don't cause us to have completely different regimens. These subtle differences cause us to make subtle changes, right? There are certain things that people with completely straight hair can't do that somebody with curly hair can do. There are certain things that somebody with really, really, really straight hair just simply can't do that somebody with wavy hair can. And there are things that people with curly hair can do that people with wavy hair can't do. It goes back and forth. The key is figuring out your hair texture, your hair type, whether you've chemically treated it or whether it's in its virgin state, figuring out what type of hair shaft you have. How is your hair coming out of the pore? Give me a 5 in the chat if this makes sense. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, then you may find it as, oh, she's trying to make stuff up, or you can take it any type of way. I don't want you to read any deeper into what I'm saying. I only say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I do not speak in code or anything like that. So I need at least 2 people to let me know in the chat if whether or not you are with me. Let me know. I just need to know really quick because I don't want to keep talking if you're not with me. Thank you so much, Miss Purpose One. Just drinking a little water. Yeah, so that's something that I really, really want everybody to understand. Like, it's not like, oh my God, my hair is curly. And because our hair is curly, we're so much different than everybody else. This is how the follicle looks. So let me know in the chat, and I want you to be for real. Let's have a conversation, right? I'm not talking at you. Do you see drastic differences between a straight pore and a curly pore? Do you see a drastic difference? This is something that I really, 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 really want y'all to pay attention to. Pay attention to these subtle differences. There are not there are not 50 million things different. You can clearly see the sebaceous gland looks the same, right? The follicle looks the same. Everything looks the same. The only difference is the size of the pore, the tightness that is squeezing, and then that's going to determine how fast something is going to travel up, and then that's going to determine how the person who has the follicle in the pore is going to do their hair on a regular basis. That's what everything comes down to. But if you're only focused on, oh, I'm black, so I have to use these type of products, you run into hair shaft disorders like trichotillomania, which is the scientific name for single strand knots. On YouTube, they just say, oh, it's single strand knots, it's single strand knots. No, baby. It is a hair shaft disorder. And this hair shaft disorder is one that is caused when the hair isn't handled properly. But we have not been pressed about handling the hair properly at all. We've been pressed about what products we can use to make handling the hair easier, but we haven't been pressed about products, right? I want you guys to do me a favor really quick and take some screenshots of these hair shaft disorders. And your homework, if you are here in Sendow Land, your homework is to look up these hair shaft disorders and their causes. Give me a 2 in the chat whenever you have your screenshot, because if you're an OG to my channel, you already have this. You already have it. But if you don't have it, then I need you to take it down and give me a 2 when you got it. Now, I've seen the same comment twice, right? Hi, San, I deal with CCCA hair loss. Can you help me, please? My crown is very thin. Sorry, just now seeing you're live. No problem. So, when it comes to CCCA, hair shaft, and scalp disorders, that is what my 7-day challenge is for, and that is what my growth cycle blueprint is for. Give me a 5 real quick. No, I already told y'all to do 5 for something else. Give me an 8 real quick in the chat if I can speak my mind, if I can be free. Because I'm going to be very honest with you, explaining why I'm not really able to just freely give this answer. Okay. So let me know if give me an A in the chat if it's okay. But I don't want, if y'all not in that mood, right? If nobody's in the mood to hit a reel, then I won't tell you how I really feel. Okay. Okay. 2 is enough for me, baby. Okay. Oh, we got more than 2, baby. Yeah. Okay. So what'd you say? 8. That's the only way I want it. Listen. Okay. So the reason that I no longer post exact like how to or do this or do that is because, and a lot of people may not like what I got to say. I don't really care, but it is what it is. Y'all can go back and check dates. That's why I don't delete my videos, right? There was a time when I was the only person talking about porosity. There was a time when I was the only person talking about bonds, right? And at that time and place, everybody was like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. This fake science. She's making it up. All of this, she's making it up. And now, here we go, all of these years later. Now, every time you turn it on, even your Team Natural products have a bond reconstructor and things of that nature, right? There are also so many videos that I see from y'all favorite people that they've made videos after watching one of my videos, and because they have more subscribers than I do, which who cares, because followers do not equal money, but they'll go back and then like twist my words, but like add their little stuff to it, have a viral video, and then my words or my intellectual property is stolen and twisted. And I'm just not doing that anymore, right? Because I work too hard and I'm really good at what I do, right? I'm really good at what I do. I try on the community tab all the time to post my reviews. I'm gonna do better at adding reviews and stuff to my videos, but any video that I do that's like a reaction style video, I always put the reviews up on the screen. So just go and actually watch my videos all the way through and read the reviews that are up on the screen, because my reviews speak for themselves. But when you ask me, or when you say I have CCCA and, or my hair is thinning at the top, I would love to tell you exactly what to do right now. But see, if I do that, the little lurking losers are here watching, and they're going to steal my intellectual property, and I'm just not doing that, right? So that is why all of my exactly how to step by steps is going to be within the 7-day challenge. Now, I do offer something called Sizzle. When you can go ahead and, let's say, I'm just using this for the example, if you want to join the 7-day challenge, right? The 7-day challenge, there are multiple women, like dozens of women who had CCCA that no longer have CCCA, right? And I tell you, like you will cure your CCCA. There, you will. It's a fact. And I have, like I said, I have the reviews to prove it. And the picture that I just showed you, that's CCCA, right? That she's healing. So I'm not putting that type of information here online because a lot of people that are on YouTube are just on YouTube. Like I have degrees and certifications. I'm just not playing around with my intellectual property like that. I'm just not. So that is why I try to find the time to still, come here on YouTube and answer y'all questions to the best of my ability without giving too much of my, you know what I mean? Like without giving too much away. Uh in a way that people can steal it and make it sound like they own. I try to put my own little spin and stuff to it. So that way when you hear it, you will know like, oh, okay, yeah, I heard this from Sin. But does that answer your question? That's absolute facts. I remember times when RiceGate, yes, was a mess. Now folks are on the bandwagon. I'm behind on videos now, but I'm catching up. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like today everybody want to be like, oh yeah, like people are the same team naturals that were teaching y'all the bagging method, which just know, oh girl, my next video is going to be like a voiceover video, and I'm going back down all y'all team natural stuff, and I'm putting all of the videos up because y'all all want to walk around and act like y'all don't ain't do nothing. Everybody want to walk around and act like they wasn't sleeping with conditioner on their ends over, like everybody wants to act like they wasn't doing all of the stupid stuff. And everybody's blaming companies. Like I had a comment from somebody, bless your heart, sugar, if you on here right now. But she was like, "Oh, I gotta admit, I was team natural. I was sleeping in conditioner. I was air drying my hair." And she named all of the team natural stuff, all of the wash and goes. I was doing the twist outs, all of that. And then I used my Yale Organics, and all my hair fell out in clumps. My Yale Organics is not what made your hair fall out. My Yale Organics was the straw that broke Campbell's back. Your follicle was already weak. You already had an overgrowth of yeast and bacteria on your scalp from leaving your hair wet too long. Like all of these things were already happening. But when you added my Ill Organics, it just added insult to injury. Really good. Every time I look at my hair, you are the GOAT. Yes, I am a guru. Ooh, CCCA cured. Thank you, Sam. Listen, Marks, a baby. Listen, guru, you don't even got to thank me, baby. Thank yourself, baby. Because all I did was show you where to look. I was just like, hey, sis, go look over there. Flip over that rock to the left. Yeah, you got it. That's it. And the best thing about my guru and the best things about you, Marks, is you know this for a fact. You will never need me again. And call it a bad business model. I don't know, but this is not something that's gonna be repetitive. Like, oh, you gotta pay $100 a month. No, baby, you pay this one time. And if you do it through Sizzle, you can do it for $25 a month if you get approved, right? And you get to break down and be your own guru. That's why I call them gurus. They're not fans or followers. No, they're the GOAT when we get done. And they don't need me after that. It's where like me and my husband's anniversary is December 4th, and I'm not going to be in the group, of course. So I feel comfortable being in the group, not being in the group, because Marx is a guru. And Marks will be able to handle things when I'm not there. If somebody has a question, if they stop and like, oh sis, do this, because we in there. Give me an 8 if y'all want to see the inside. We're not reading anything, but I just want to show y'all what the community looks like. And so that's why I hope I don't sound like I'm being like stank to nobody, but that's why I'm not like, join the 7 day challenge. And this is why, talking people into it. Join the growth cycle blueprint. And this is why. No, because it's a family for me. Like it's personal. So I'm not go like how it is on YouTube, like going back and forth. And we do not do that. We are literally like family in there, like for real. Mm. I did wash and goes and twist outs for a few years, and then I found you. I will never go back to doing that ever again. Please don't ever go back, pretty lady. Don't ever go back. Don't ever go back, pretty lady, ever. Before my big chop, my hair had knots on so many strands. I had to cut my hair off at the knots. After cleansing my scalp, I realized I have low porosity hair, not high. Oh, girl, listen, you one of my favorites. Right now, I'm supposed to have favorites, but you one of them because this is the thing. Most of the time, we are under the impression that our hair is broken off and we're using all of these different products and putting all of this different stuff in our hair. And most women treat their hair as high porosity when they really have low porosity hair. And that will completely ruin your hair. But if all you're worried about is hair products, then you would never know that. Hair products are no solution. And I'm so freaking happy for you. Like, I'm so happy that you were able to like put the pieces together and think for yourself. Like, I'm really, really, really happy for you. Can you help me with CCCA hair loss? If there is some hope from watching your videos. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen that part that I said earlier about CCA. Like, if you got a scalp disorder that a dermatologist would need to fit, and y'all said 8. Y'all said I could be myself. Y'all, I love y'all so much, but I just want you to put yourself in my shoes. CCCA is a hair follicle disorder that a lot of dermatologists, I'm not going to say they can't heal, but they don't really have enough information from their clients to be able to heal. And the majority of the women that are in the 7-day challenge went to their dermatologist, got a scan by a scalp biopsy, which is a surgery where the doctor takes a piece of their skin and tests it out. They take a piece of their scalp and their follicle out to test it, and test the bacteria, all of that, write them a prescription, all of those things, right? You have to have insurance to see your dermatologist. If you don't have insurance, you have to pay for it out of pocket, and it's not $50. I'm not being disrespectful, but if you have to, if I'm curing scalp and follicle disorders that people are not getting cured with their dermatologist, it's not going to be free. I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna, why would I do that for free when you have to have your job, the insurance on your job is covering it. So it's not something that I do freely. So y'all can ask questions, but if we're talking like scalp and follicle disorders and hair shaft disorders, things that you would have to go see a dermatologist for, or a psychologist like myself, or a research scientist that has a practice like myself, then it's not going to be something that's free. I love y'all so much, but all of the links for the 7-day challenge and the growth cycle blueprint are left in the description box. Now, if you have any other questions outside of hair follicle disorders, scalp disorders, or hair shaft disorders, then let me know, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. I was literally watching C's product video and saw that she was live, so I came over. Hey. I've used Mayo for years, no issues for me, but I had Nexus in my closet, so I think I'll try those products. Yeah, try it out. Let me know. I need to keep up with my routine. I keep almost cutting my hair at every turn, and I said I do good 1 week, then 2 weeks do nothing but brunching once or twice. Yeah, so everybody, I mean, the thing is, y'all have to have a healthy relationship with your hair and don't expect things from your hair or from your body when you're not giving anything to your body. So if your diet is too dusty for your body to be producing new hair growth cells throughout the anagen phase of your hair growth cycle, then you can't really complain about your hair not growing fast. Or if you only brush your hair a couple of times a day and it's a chore, then that's not going to be it either. And then on top of that, if when you brush your hair, brushing your hair isn't just something you do just to do it. If your hair isn't properly stretched and you brushing your hair, you're going to break it off. This is why your patterns and your routines have to hit. I only use a shampoo. Wait, I only use shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in for my blowouts, and my hair has never been healthier. No more excessive products. Pretty lady, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that is the thing that gets people confused. Most people think, right? Most people think that when it comes to hair care, The thing that makes your hair healthy or the thing that makes your hairstyle are the products that you use. And within the 7-day challenge and within the growth cycle blueprint, they get demonstrations like, oh my freaking God, like, are you serious? That's all we're supposed to use? Yes. And the reason that all of y'all have all of these scalp disorders and follicle inflammation is because y'all using too much product. Mielle Organics isn't supposed to be used in the scalp unless you have a follicle or a scalp disorder, period. Right? And it should be washed out after you use it. But I digress. But the truth of the matter is, y'all hair practices was messed up before y'all used Mielle Organics. Not to mention, most of y'all was probably using Mielle Organics 3 to 4 times a day. Y'all probably had oil stain pillows anyway. Of course your hair is going to fall out. So these are the things that I don't think we really take into consideration, right? I don't really think it's something that we really have accountability for. So that's something that everybody needs to work on, because you're not supposed to use that much product. And I can guarantee you, if you cut the amount of product that you use, then you're going to feel a completely different head of hair. You don't know how your hair feels. That's why, like, me and my Cosmo friends, we will always laugh about it every time girls will say, oh, I'm natural, because it's like, there's nothing natural about your hair. You have like 6 layers of product on it. You got half of the bottle of a product in your hair. There's nothing natural about your hair. Your hair doesn't look like that. That's how your hair looks with products in it. True, save so much money sticking to one line and porosity. It's simple. It's simplistic. But see, y'all spend so much money because just to shampoo, it was a video I saw, just to shampoo her hair, right? Just to shampoo her hair. Oh, that's my turn. Just to shampoo her hair, she had a freaking what do you call it? A detangler. On top of the detangler, she ended up having a freaking uh, uh, a softener, a scalp softener. I can't even think of the names of the products because all of it was made up. Like all of it. None of them were things that are actually needed. None of them. That she literally made up everything. When you go into a hair salon, they not putting no pre softener, pre this, pre that, right? And if they do it, if they're doing that, they're only doing it because they think that, I don't know, they just think that that's something that's okay. Give me a 2 if you guys can still hear me in the chat, because I just switched my mic. So give me a 2 real quick if you can still hear me. But this is something that I want y'all to think about, because y'all have been going from like place to place over and over and over again. Every 5 minutes, y'all are going over to a brand new product line every 5 minutes. So if the product lines that y'all are dealing with are so good, why are you going and jumping on a new product line every other week? That's why whenever on my channel, one of the comments that I'm asked the most that I never really respond to is when people are like, oh, thank y'all. Okay. Is when people are like, oh, Stan, what products, what Team Natural products do you think? Or what do you think? What products for curly hair? What it's like I don't believe in that. Oh, this product for curly hair, this product for straight hair. It's dumb. We just went over it. We literally just went over it together. Looking here at this picture, what is the difference? Tell me how many differences you spot between the pore and the follicle of straight hair, the pore and the follicle of wavy hair, and the pore and the follicle of curly hair. Y'all acting like it's different shapes. It's not different shapes, just the positioning in the body is different. That's it. That's it. That's all. But then everybody's packing all of these oils, all of these greases, all of these butters within the scalp. So I need y'all to look. This is what the human scalp looks like, right? Take a screenshot and give me a 5 in the chat once you have a screenshot of this. Because I need you, every time you go to put oil or butter on your scalp, I need you to look at this. So pay attention to this is another illustration of the pore and the follicle and all of that. But this is another illustration of this. But this is just showing you the difference between straight hair, wavy hair, and curly hair, right? So when we look here, this top layer right here, that's the pore, right? And that's the skin on the pore. This is where y'all put all of the oil, all of the grease, and all of the butter. That's where y'all put it. Your hair growth is happening at the very bottom. All the way down here at the very bottom is where hair growth is happening. But y'all slather the scalp with product. Please let me know, do that make sense? I'm not gonna tell you to give me a number. Just get yes or no. Do that make sense? So I have a question for you. We already went over what the sebaceous gland is, right? The sebaceous gland is this little pocket here that look these little tree branches, right? Here on the right hand side. So I have a question for you. What do you think has a better chance in nourishing the bottom of the hair follicle? You putting it on the scalp or what the sebaceous gland holds? The oil on the scalp or the sebaceous gland that's closer to the bottom where the hair follicle is actually producing hair growth cells? What do you think is closer? You putting grease and oils and butters on your scalp or letting the body do what it does naturally? It's not a rhetorical question. I really need you to answer that because it doesn't make sense. You slathering the hair and the scalp with products makes absolutely no sense. And I don't care how many times they tell you that their ancestors used to do it, make it make sense. Your hair growth is happening all the way at the very, very bottom. At the very bottom of this photo is where hair growth is happening. You put in oils and butters on the very top of the scalp, and they're not even going to make it down there. All that happens is inflammation. All you're doing is infecting the hair follicle and feeding more of the yeast and bacteria that lives there. You're filling up the follicle. You're not helping it grow. Make it make sense. I don't care how good they tell you the oil is. I don't care how good they told you Myo Organics is. When you put it on the scalp, you're filling this follicle. You're feeding the bacteria, causing it to colonize, causing inflammation. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anybody that's using minoxidil is somebody who's supposed to be washing their hair at least every 2 days. When a dermatologist recommends minoxidil to you, they are thinking that you're a person who's going to wash your hair on a regular basis. It's not supposed to be left in for long periods of time. That's treating an infection. It's the minoxidil is literally put on your scalp to kill the yeast and bacteria that is infecting the hair follicle, causing this form of pus and inflammation, causing the redness. This redness is what is symbolizing pain. Most people who have CCCA or any other type of scalp and follicle infection or disorder first experience burning and redness of the scalp. This is what this picture is illustrating. If your scalp is sensitive to touch, if it's red, if it burns, if it hurts, these are all things that you have to think about. Saying the 7-day growth challenge is so easy, it's scary. Listen, no. I have kinky coils and my wash day is extremely easy. I got an Ireland pixie in August and it's grown out already. Listen, because hair grows. We stunt our growth trying to force it to grow. Your hair is gonna grow. Your patterns just have to be in such a way that you're able to retain the length that you are growing. That's it. That's all. These are things that we all have to pay attention to. Thank y'all for that. These are things that we have to pay attention to. Thank you for responding to my questions and concerns about CCCA. I have been to a dermatologist and was diagnosed with CCCA, as they called it, a hot comb alopecia and traction alopecia. Yep. What did they tell you to do? What pointers did they give you? You said no, I don't know what question I asked. I have changed my hair practices, but I'm not getting results of filling in my bald spots. Okay, so I'm not being a smart ass, but okay. most likely, if you're saying this, you've changed your hair practices. If most of the time, and I'm not saying this is you, but most of the time when people say that, people will be like, they'll be you've been Team Natural for 15 years. You've been greasing and oiling the scalp and doing all of this crazy stuff for 15 years. And then you've changed your habits for 8 months or maybe even a year and you don't see no growth. Like you you need double the time. I always compare it to like a dude, right? Or a woman, whoever you're in a relationship with, right? And they've been treating you like doodle sickles for 16 years. And then one day they come home and say, I saw the Lord. I talked to the Lord, and the Lord said, I got 4 bags of cornbread in my cup, and I got to treat you right. Like they're going to they're going to expect just out of nowhere overnight, exactly as soon as they say that they changed, then all of a sudden you just change all of your ways. You forgive them for 30 years and you treating you like garbage. No, they have to put in work. It's the same thing for you. If you've been Team Natural longer than a year, baby, it's gonna take a long time. I'm not gonna say a long time. It's gonna take some time for you to adjust. It's going to take some time. I need y'all to understand. Like if a lot of y'all, especially if you've caused death to the hair follicle, once you change your ways, the first step, right, of you changing your ways is your body getting used to not being abused, right? Girl, your follicle just getting used to not being smacked. It's just getting used to you keeping your hands to yourself, right? And then from that, it's PTSD got to heal. And then from that, all of the different damage has to heal. So if you've been greasing the scalp, your growth cycle is your skin cell turnover cycle is off. So you got to reset it. I always tell them in the 7-day challenge, let's say, for example, right? The human hair growth cycle, the skin cell turnover cycle happens every 28 days, where the skin cells on your scalp, they die, they fall off and make their way up. And as they make their way up, they contain that inch and a half that you're supposed to gain every month, right? But if you've been greasing the scalp, you've been rehydrating that dead skin that wants to fall off. So if you've been Team Natural for 11, let's just say a year. Let's just say a year, right? Let's do some simple math. You've been Team Natural for a year, right? Every month, you have a layer of skin that was supposed to die and fall off. How many months is it in a year? 12. So if you've been Team Natural for 12 years, greasing the scalp, 12 years, for a year, you have 12 layers of dead skin that have to detach itself to come up. So you have a year's worth of dead skin to come up, baby. That's not going to be up from you deciding that you're not going to do wash and goes, or you going to blow dry your hair, or you've changed your ways for a couple of months. It doesn't work like that. It is something that you're going to have to do repetitively. Like you're going to have to give your body time to heal. What about minoxidil? I answered that already. If it's what about it? It's a bad habit too. After I clarified my hair and scalp, I hesitated about putting oil on my scalp. Although I know better, I didn't do it. The thought crossed my mind and led me back to sin. Yeah, they're habitual habits that we don't even realize that we're following. And I think that needs, if there's nothing else that I say, if there's nothing else that comes out of my mouth that makes you like kind of like, damn, I wonder why I do that. It should be that, because you will like completely wash your hair. Your hair will not be dry. Your hair will feel amazing, and you cannot help but to go put oil on your scalp and oil on your hair. Why is that? And everybody always want to take it to, oh, generational. No, it's called consumerism. And Black women have been consumed with consumerism as it pertains to oils and butters and greases. And y'all wear the fact that you need to be oil slicked as a badge of honor, as if that's something that all Black women have to do. And this is why Black women are leading in scalp and follicle inflammations, at least in the United States right now, is what I do. So these are things that I want everybody to be aware of. These are things that I want everybody to be thinking of when we are talking about hair products. We are talking about products that are going to make it easier to be able to maneuver and manipulate the cuticle while it's protecting the cortex and the medulla. It's just as simple as that. So all of this slip that y'all want to do, all this extra moisturization, all of that, all y'all are doing is covering holes and band-aids. That's it. That's it. That's all, right? So, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over with y'all today. If y'all have any questions, real quick, then let me know, and I will answer a couple of questions tonight. But that's something that I want everybody to be aware of. There are 4 stages, well, really 3 stages of your hair growth cycle. And you putting oil and grease and butter do nothing to help this growth cycle to speed up. All you're doing, baby, is causing inflammation and slowing it down. Okay? Slowing it down. The anagen phase is the phase of the growth cycle that is about 3 to 6 years. Now, the length of the growing phase is going to be dependent on your diet, the way that you take care of yourself, and things of that nature, right? But it can be anywhere from 3 to 6 years. Some people who suffer from things like anogen effluvium, right? If you suffer from something like anogen effluvium, your anogen phase isn't even 3 years. Sometimes it's like a month or so, right? So those are things and different signals and signs and triggers that you're looking at. And then the catagen phase, as you can see, like look at this bottom part, right? When I brought that up, right? I need you to look at this. Look at the blood supply. Right now, I'm looking at the anagen phase portion of the hair growth cycle. That is the picture, the side of the picture on the left-hand side, right? On the far left. So give me a 2 in the chat when you notice the blood supply. I don't want to keep talking until I see somebody notices the blood supply. Give me a 2 in the chat when you notice the blood supply. All right, boom. So once you notice the blood supply, right? I need you to also look at the picture that we were talking about earlier, right? Now, as we're looking at this photo, right, where the blood supply is, look at where the blood supply is at the bottom. Look at this follicle. So here is the healthy follicle, but the blood supply isn't on this illustration, right? But this is where it is, and the blood supply is here. I need you to pay attention. Look at the infected follicle and look at where the inflammation is. The redness is what is representing the inflammation, the bacteria, all of that. So do you see how, let me know in the chat. It doesn't have to be a number. Just say I know this or whatever. Say I know this, girl. Do you see how there is redness at the bottom of the hair follicle already? So imagine if you're a person who was already team natural, you already greasing, you already oiling, you already buttering, you already uh doing your wash and goes, whether you're sitting under the dryer or not. You cannot pull out a comb and comb your hair without it breaking or without adding oil or more water, right? So you have all of these practices. The hair follicles already infected. There's already the redness, right? And you see the blood supply. Let's go back to this photo so you can get a clear illustration of what it's supposed to look like with the blood supply still attached to the bottom. Now, when you go and put something like My Organics on your hair, something with peppermint oil, all of those essential oils, we talked about essential oils before, it disconnects it from the blood supply. But see, during the canogen phase of the hair growth cycle, that's supposed to happen, but that's only happening with about 5 to 10% of your hair follicles. And do you see how during the canogen phase is no longer attached to the blood supply, and the club hair, that hair bulb is now lifting up because it's getting ready to fall out, right? Now it moves on to the telogen phase, and you can see the telogen phase is the resting phase, which lasts about 5 to 6 weeks, right? And this is where your hair is just like, oh, girl, we've been growing, that old hair fell out. I'm about to mess it up with some new hair now. And at the very bottom where it says derma papilla, this is the new hair shaft that's coming up. This old hair is going to go ahead and shed out through the estrogen phase, and then we're returning back to the androgen phase and growing new hair all over again. And you can see we're in the return to androgen phase. You are right back forming new hair, right? But If you have a infected follicle because you keep oiling and greasing the scalp, it's never gonna happen. And a lot of you are, oh, well, I don't have any burning or itching or tenderness. Yeah, but eventually you'll start noticing thinning and burning and things of that nature. And this is why you when if you get up in the morning and you put oil on your face and then you go to sleep and you don't wash your face, you just put more oil on your face, and then the next day you don't wash your face, you just clean the sleep out your eyes and put more oil on your face, which is the equivalent of what you all do to the scalp, you will have whiteheads all over your face. Well, guess what, my baby? It's still happening on the scalp. But see, the scalp is a little different than the face is. The scalp is going to create the pus formed boils and things of that under the skin, and then it'll come on top of the skin. So most of y'all think that y'all hair is good, and y'all like, oh, I use my organics and all my hair fell out. Your hair was about to fall out anyway. My organics just pushed it further, faster. Okay, I really, really hope that that makes sense. Why you took the words right out of my mouth? I supported that small business, so I didn't want the oil to go to waste. Girl, listen. So you got to decide what's more important: supporting a small business or supporting your hair follicles. Which one? Because they small business ass shouldn't be selling no damn oils anyway. Sell some fruit salad. Sell some vegetables or some tea or something. Yeah. Get a lemonade stand like we did when we was little. Get a lemonade stand. Thank you again. You're welcome, boo. You are so sweet because Jesus said that you will know the truth and it will make you free. Do you think that your 7-day challenge will help me to get on the right track? It sure will. And if there are any 7-day challenge members in here, do you think the 7-day challenge will help her get on the right track? You are making a lot of sense. My scalp would itch bad when I put cream on it. Yeah, because nothing goes on your scalp but shampoo. And the thing is, look, my way isn't costing you nothing. I'm telling you to use less, do less, right? Spend less money. Instead of using 37 products when you wash your hair, use a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave-in conditioner. Either blow dry your hair or do a roller set, or a flex round set or a perm round set. Style it, keep it moving. Get your trim on a regular, and like it's not that deep. It's really not. It's really not, baby. It's really not. They make it real difficult for no reason at all. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. It does not have to be that way. Things could be so simple, but we rather make it hard. And the thing is, like, people are like, oh my God, I love keratin treatment. Keratin treatment made my hair feel good. You know why keratin treatment made your hair feel good? It's because before you got your keratin treatment, your hair looked like this. Yeah, it did. Before you got that keratin treatment, my baby, your hair was looking just like this. And then you got that keratin treatment, and the keratin filled all of these holes and put an artificial layer on your hair. So now you think your hair is healthy. And the person who gave you the keratin treatment tells you, don't you use no sulfate free shampoos, and you think that's because don't you use shampoos with sulfate, only use sulfate free shampoo, and you think that's because sulfate shampoos are so bad. No, baby, she's telling you not to use sulfate shampoo because she knows that that sulfate shampoo is going to remove that artificial layer that's hiding that damage, and then your hair is going to be screwed. And then when you go in to get a keratin treatment, you're on a regimen. You have to come in for the treatments ever so often, and you can't surpass them, because if not, there's going to be a problem. That's because there's an artificial layer. And that's the same thing for all of these little things, these little texture release. Texture release is a revamped keratin treatments that they're marketed towards Black women. And that's just that. And people can feel however it is that they want to feel about it. But that's what it is. I'm just being honest. Now, I have the website going across the bottom of the screen if anybody wants to sign up for the Growth Cycle Blueprint or the 7-day challenge. I just know that you guys will definitely get something out of it. Especially not only oh, here it is. Um, not only from inside of the content, but within the group as well, because it's like a real life family, and there's so many women in the group that are where you are, right, or who've been where you are, that are here to help. And we have a monthly coaching session, monthly check-ins that we're doing on a regular basis, right? I only leave those links for you to register within the group. But as you can see, this is how it looks inside of the group. Like, we're always talking, sharing things of that nature, different tutorials. You ask questions. We're in there. They're not playing in their hair within the 7-day challenge. Like, it's just not happening. We're using mannequins. They're using mannequins. That is it, and that is all, right? So I just wanted to read her review because, baby, I am celebrating you. We have so many like this though, so many. She said, I've been following the routine since August, and now I'm finally growing hair in my problem spot. No more bald head skittle diddle with no hair in the middle. We got strands now. It's been a long time coming, years and years of malpractice, loss of direction, and not knowing how to maintain my hair. I've had issues and insecurities about my hair since a child, with my mother always complaining about doing my hair and telling me how nappy it was. So I grew up neglecting my hair and over processing it, which led me to the state that my hair was in now. But girl, not no more. And then we had a little moment, right, where we were like sharing stuff like, yeah, girl, like my people used to do that to me too. Like, my brother used to call me B2B. Now he missing his two bottom teeth. Like, we we have conversations like that. Like, they ask me certain questions about hair color and silicones. They get charts. Like, it's a whole thing, right? It's a vibe. And this is separate from the actual challenge, right? The actual content, which that's why I went ahead and showed you both versions just so you can see both, right? So I really, really hope that that makes sense, right? I am so grateful for you guys chilling with me tonight. And I really, really hope that everything that I said tonight is really, really making sense. Uh, when we are within the 7-day challenge, like I said, I do the very, very best that I can at giving you guys as much information as I can, right? I do my very, very best here when we are live. Of course, I would love to just, like I said earlier, if you were not here earlier, then you probably missed that part. But of course, I would love to, come in here and just share everything, like everything. But it's just really not something that I have the liberty to do. It just doesn't. It doesn't really make sense for me and my brand. It just doesn't, or for what I do. But again, if you do need the extra help, if you do need the extra big day challenge is here, the Growth Cycle Blueprint is here. It just depends on what you need, right? So yeah, you guys, I don't let me see if anybody else has questions. Because if y'all don't, oh, player's gonna head out of here. When you wear French braids and take them down in a month or so after washing, conditioning, etc. Wait, hold on. When you wash and French braid the hair and take it down a month or so after washing, conditioning, When should the next time to get the French braid again? I don't know. I don't know enough about you to be able to answer that question. I don't know your daily routines. I don't know your patterns. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know if you sweat in your scalp. I don't know if you don't sweat in your scalp. I don't know if you got a high sebum level. I don't know if you got a low sebum level. So I don't know, girl. I ain't really answered it. But yeah, again, for everybody that is inside of the 7 day challenge already or inside the blueprint members, you have 2 new lessons. So make sure if you are in the Growth Cycle Blueprint, you go and you check within the vault and go and check within your what you call them things. Go check within the content, within the initial content. 7 day challenge members, I still you guys to always monthly go within your course content and check the portals, because sometimes I do add new drips in. Like if there is a question that everybody's asking repetitively, then I'll add another little piece to the challenge just to reiterate on that, so nobody's getting stuck on the same thing, right? So I really hope that makes sense. Thank you for this. No problem, boo. Back to binging your videos. See you later, everyone. Bye, Bill. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys want me to like tackle here on my channel. Of course, if it's like hair shaft, hair follicle disorder stuff, you gotta pay a dermatologist for. Girl, I ain't making no videos about that here on my channel. Girl, no, I ain't doing it. But if you need anything else, make sure you let me know within the chat. I would answer for you right now, but ain't nobody asking me nothing that you ain't asking your dermatologist. So, oh my God, I'm so happy I caught you live tonight. I'm happy you called me too, but I really hope you ain't just get here because we about to go. Unless you got a question, girl. You better hurry up and ask a question, princess. Girl. Yeah, so those are things that I just want everybody to be really, really, really aware of. I want everybody to really like get into the different things that I leave for y'all, just so y'all can understand that I'm not just here trying to freak y'all out, or like I'm not just here like, oh, listen to Sid and forget these other people. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not that. Like I just got here, girl. You better hurry up, princess. You better type, girl. You better type. You better say something, girl. Do you use products that contain DMT? That's a whole nother video. I'll make a video for that. So we'll make a video. I'll take a screenshot of that so I can remember, Jessica. But that's like a whole book report. So I can't just answer that in one sentence. You see how you just put the abbreviations up? That's because that's a long ass word. So we'll do that another day, Jessica. Do you have a system where you give subscriptions? No, I do not. I love you, Snowfall, but no, I don't. Don't get mad at me, but do you have a system where you give your work for free to your boss? Do you? I'm not being a smart ass. I'm just answering the question. Do you have a certain day of the week where you like, Mr. Jefferson, today don't even pay me. You don't even gotta pay me today. Cause I'ma gift you my services. I know I gotta pay rent and shit, but I'ma gift you my services today. Do you got anything? No, Snowfall. I love you. I do not. The only thing that I do is you can use Sizzle. So you can add anything to the cart. People do it all the time. When I do open my books up, like my consultations, people are like, oh, $4,000 a month. They can pay on Sizzle. They pay monthly, right? So even for the 7 day challenge, it's $100. You can sign up through Sizzle and you can pay $25 a month to start. That is the most discountness that I do. Other than that, no, I don't. What can a person use to wash their sensitive scalp? Regular regular shampoo. First figure out what your scalp is sensitive to, and then don't use a shampoo with those ingredients. Now you laugh out loud. I mean, can we give subscriptions? Girl, I was about to say. And I mean, to be honest, I'd rather you not because I need whoever joins my 7-day challenge to be familiar with me, right? So I'm not, I really would prefer for you not to gift it to anybody because this is what I mean by that. The only way that, the o- uh, the only way or the only time that I would say that's something that I would think that was okay is if they're a person who is familiar with me, is familiar with my channel, familiar with my work, familiar with my energy and the way that I teach, and then they join. But I don't want it to be like, oh well, you are familiar with my channel, but then your auntie Mimi got CCCA and she don't listen to nobody, but you like, oh, I'm gonna sign her up for seeing stuff, and then seeing to talk her into it. Please do not do that. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and say no, because I don't have the patience for that. I'm not in the business of like proving and showing and teaching. I'm only here for people who are open and ready to learn and for people who are familiar with me. So I would prefer you not to gift it to anybody because most of the time when you're gifting it to somebody, it would be a surprise, right? So I would much rather you like maybe give them the money, right? And then just like maybe like, hey, here's $100. Use it to sign up for for Sam's class, but watch her stuff with me for a while first. And then because yeah, thank you so much. And I really hope that nobody is taking it the wrong way, but I don't have patience for that. I'm not in the business of proving. I hope don't nobody take offense to this, but it is what it is. I'm not in the business of proving to nobody that I know what I'm talking about. If you coming in the class, sit down and learn. Just like if you go to college and you go and you pay money to go to a university, you're gonna sit down and learn what the instructor is teaching you. You're not gonna be going back and forth. The instructor don't have to prove to you that they know what they're talking about. They already did that. That's why they're your instructor. So that's why I like again, I really hope that don't rub nobody the wrong way, but don't surprise them. Oh, surprise, me 10. No, please do not. Absolutely not. So give me a 2 if y'all not in y'all feelings about what I just said. Is wearing a bonnet damaging to wear it, anything's damaging if you don't do it right. So it's like a process to putting a bonnet on. You don't just put the bonnet right on. You need something to protect your perimeter, then you put the bonnet on. Okay, thank you. I didn't want to be. Then I rather set my hair weekly. Is a deep conditioner necessary? You only need to use deep conditioner like once a month. I mean, I get it. Okay, perfect. Oh my god, perfect. I'm glad nobody's like in their feels or anything about anything. That's really, I think that's all I wanted to go over today. I think I got to everybody's questions. We went over the 7-day challenge and everything that it entails, right? All you have to do again is check the links in the description box below. The website is going across the screen. Of course, to use Sizzle, you will have to add everything to your cart, go to checkout and don't put the card information in. Scroll under your card where you put your card information in, and then click the button that says Sizzle, and you'll be able to go right into it. Right. So these are things that I make available to you guys. You can either do that or you could just get down and start binge watching my videos, right? But again, you'll have to like collect the information and all of that on your own. And yet and still there's still a bunch of women that are within the 7-day challenge who um they still binge watch my videos and things of that nature. But after they binge watch, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna join the 7-day challenge just to make sure that I'm putting everything together, that I'm packing everything on right. So these are the things that I wanted to talk to you about tonight. I'm very, very glad that we have had this conversation, and I'm so glad that everybody here is open enough to be able to understand where I'm coming from. Oh no, I missed it again. Oh yeah, you did. I'm so sorry. Do you know why some braiders use the edge control on braids now? Because they don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna leave the links in the description box below because I did a whole series on teaching y'all the whole history behind braiders not being licensed and being able to do whatever they want to do to the scalp unchecked. The reason that braiders add edge control to the scalp is because it helps them to make cleaner parts. Edge control is a polymer that freezes the hair and it makes it easy, right? It makes it easier for it to stay in one spot. If you've ever been parting hair, the thing that makes it hard for your part to be straight is even after you make a straight line, the hair is going to keep moving and doing its own thing. So the person who's parting has to have masterful precision, right? That's one of the things that goes into making, like, what, in my opinion, what makes a braider super dope. Not just her braiding, but her parting and styling skills, right? But when you use edge control on the scalp, it's foolproof. The hair is literally frozen and you can make perfect parts with edge control. That is the only reason that they use edge control on the scalp. Pay attention to the fact that they only use edge control on the scalp through the parting process. The edge control is put on the scalp to make sure the parts are more defined. And for no other reason, it doesn't have any health benefit. It's all about styling. And that's all they went to school to learn how to do is style hair. And the thing is, braiders don't go to school to learn how to do hair. They go to school for sanitation. Like, at least in the state of Nevada, sanitizing their towels and their tools and stuff like that so you don't get an infection. Other than that, there's no regulation on the follicle and things of that nature. And Black women actually fought for that. So nobody is a victim. Black women fought to not have to go to cosmetology school to braid y'all hair. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question. What that's crazy is going to destroy the scalp. Yeah, if y'all let them do it, y'all don't have to let them put edge control in y'all scalp. Y'all can say, hey, can you not put that in my scalp? Like what? You can say that. When you sit down in somebody's chair, it doesn't automatically take away all of your divinity, like in your sovereignty. No, like you can say, don't do that. I will be joining the 7-day hair challenge soon. Does it have tips about thinking? Yes, love, all of those things. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. No problem. So make sure you go to the website and check on, make sure you go to the website. And this is the thing. When you ask, does it have tips on thickening the hair? Your hair is naturally thick. Your hair is gonna naturally be the density that God made it to be, unless something in your patterns is messing it up. My 7-day hair growth challenge resets the hair growth cycle. So however your hair is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be thick but it's thin, it's going to reset the cycle so it's not thin anymore, it gets thicker. If you have follicle inflammation, it's going to reset your skin cell turnover cycle so that way you're no longer having follicle inflammation and the redness and the burning, so that way your natural hair growth cycle will be able to go. I am not like, oh, all hell send out, sin grows hair. No, sin is helping you to break up all of the things that y'all have been doing that causes y'all not to be able to retain length and not to be able to grow hair in the first place. All right. I'll start doing what you suggested since April, and this past weekend my hairstylist said that my hair looks so much healthier than last year when I was going. I am so excited. Listen, it is literally what I'm here for. I'm so happy for you, and I get that all the time. We need to get out of this headspace of like, oh, this versus cosmetologist, or we're in, oh, we can't stand cosmetologists or hairstylists versus, no, 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 no. I'm bridging the gap because YouTube and social media made you think that cosmetologists were the devil, and then y'all all been walking around playing in hair products, and now everybody needs a good Cosmo. Well, I'm helping you find one, and I'm helping you find one and make her job easier because contrary to popular opinion, like people let it be like, oh, black women, black hairstylists are scissor happy. They be jealous. They be cutting your hair. No, 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 no. All of y'all just have damaged ass hair that y'all think is long and healthy, but it's really not. No cosmetologist, it just wants to be cutting your hair. It makes me look bad. Do you understand that the more length retention my clients have, the better my business looks? Do you understand that the longer my client's hair is, the more likely I am going to be sought after by other people so I can be booked up? It makes no sense for a cosmetologist to cut your hair just because it's long. And if that's an experience that you had, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what have I been doing to attract these types of cosmetologists and these types of people? Not you, princess. I'm talking about you. So these are the things that I want y'all to think about because healthy hair is really simple. It's so simple. Hey girl, how you doing, boo? I know that face. How you doing, boo? 7 day challenge people here is going to be popping. Like it's just what it is. And it already is. Listen, they are thriving. Like this is the first time I've made a video in 3 days. I told myself, come November, I was gonna try to post at least one video a day, but I'm so fulfilled with the 7 day challenge and the growth cycle blueprint members that sometimes I have to like remind myself, seeing you still got your people because it does it for me. Like I don't care nothing about views and like and all of that. Like that girl bye. Like that it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. It doesn't. But this everything. Born with sickle cell. My hemoglobin levels are always high. Can you help me to understand how this can affect my hair? I'll try to put a video together for you. Obviously, that's not something that I can really go over right now. We'll be here for another 2 hours because that is a lot of unpacking to do. But I do have a video on hemoglobin. So go on my channel and look at my last couple of videos because I have a video all about hemoglobin levels. Oh, I can never get that word out. And how to like control them or normalize them. Have I heard of them? Yeah, they've been out since before I got my cosmetology license. They are right. It ain't that deep. They okay. But I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for chilling with me tonight. I'm gonna leave all of the links for everything in the description box below. I'm gonna just go over my website really quick just so uh you'll know what you're looking at whenever you go over here. Right, okay. I actually will be doing a couple updates to the website soon. Just because we're growing really fast and my baby. So sometimes I need to make, little changes here and there, right? You're welcome, princess. It is my pleasure. Yeah, make sure you watch that hemoglobin video. Oh, I can't say it. Hemoglobin video. Make sure make sure you watch it, girl. Make sure you watching it, girl. Share the wrong page. Mhm. Maybe the Lord just don't want us doing this right now. Yeah, don't hold it to my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna just the website is scrolling across the bottom. So if y'all want to see something on the website, I just encourage y'all. The website is free to look around, and then my blog has a whole bunch of free information on there that you can learn from. Like actually a lot of free information on there that y'all can learn from. And just look around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Give me a two real quick before you leave. Just letting me know the two is going to symbolize, like I didn't offend you. You're not like in your feelings. Your booty not itching. You're not all mad and something like, oh, Sam Rose, man, my booty itch. Oh, I don't like her. Ooh. Give me a two in the chat if your butt don't itch, right? Just making sure that I ain't getting, Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all for not having itching booty. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Right? Because I'm never trying to make nobody booty itch. Right? That's never something that I'm trying to do. I'm only ever trying to, make everybody feel good. The opposite of booty itching. That ain't cute. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I always feel. So thank y'all for hearing me. Thank y'all for chilling with me. Um, One of our next videos, we're gonna go a little bit deeper and we're gonna have like a whole scientific lesson. I'm gonna break down um all of the different types of hair shaft treatments, right? So keratin treatments, silk amino treatments, what's that other one? Texture release. We're gonna do a live where I break down all of those because I feel like it'll be easiest to just tackle all of those things at one time. So let me know if you guys are excited about that video in the chat and when we are watching this on replay. And yeah, I love y'all. And I will see you later, baby.